Good morning, everyone, on this Wednesday. I hope you're having a good start to your day so far. I'm Kelsey Marier, your host and producer for Morning Pulse every weekday morning at our KTTC digital desk, meeting you right where you're at to bring you the local headlines that you need to know online. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it because I have a lot of local headlines to get to today, things that are happening today, some stories that we just learned about, and things that we can look forward to both in Minnesota and in Iowa. So we are going to begin in southern Minnesota this morning with a story out of New Richland. So a man from there has actually died after getting trapped inside a grain bin. This happened this week. According to the Winona County Sheriff's Office, they have identified the man as 75-year-old Michael Sapala. Authorities say that his wife actually called 911 after she was unable to make contact with her husband, who was inside that grain bin. It was filled with corn. He was later pronounced dead at the scene. So that is a story kind of out of Winona County this morning, and we do have that for you up on our website, kettc.com, if you'd like to read more. Next story that's happening today, we're taking some extra time to remember the brave men and women who paid the ultimate price for to protect our communities. In 2024, 165 federal, state, and local law enforcement officers were killed in the line of duty. Today, Winona County officials as well as residents are going to be coming together to remember those heroes. It's Law Enforcement Memorial Day. It's a program that honors all fallen officers locally, including 3 who actually gave their lives for the people of Winona County. So if you're interested in attending this service, it starts at 1 o'clock this afternoon over at the Winona Law Enforcement Center. Again, honoring the local fallen officers in the Winona County area. Next, another story that's kind of happening today we want to put on your radar. Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan in Minnesota is coming to Cannon Falls, southeast Minnesota today to bring her kitchen table conversations tour back to the area. She came here last year and now for the same conversation, now she's coming back. This is an ongoing effort to kind of hear from Minnesotans about the issues they're talking about with their families and their neighbors and their friends. Flanagan really says she just wants to hear from residents all across the state, but of course today in Cannon Falls, wants to hear from people about what they're facing, maybe inflation or gas prices, things like that, so that she can try to help find some solutions to those. The conversation is happening at Lake Bilsby Park in Cannon Falls. That's at 5 o'clock today. Before that conversation and the tour kind of starts, she's actually going to be spending part of the afternoon meeting with local farmers and some veterans to talk about the impact of President Trump's tariff tax, how that kind of impacts farmers and veterans' work and their lives as well. So that is something we want you to know about today if you're in the Cannon Falls area and want to attend. We have that information for you right here. Also, something happening today, a future starting today for hundreds of RCTC students because the school is hosting its 109th commencement ceremony. We are back in graduation season. Here we go. According to RCTC, 865 students are graduating this year. 345 of those students are graduating with high honors, so definitely something to be proud of. The commencement ceremony starts at 6 o'clock in the Rochester Regional Sports Center Field House. Also happening today, something else to be excited about at RCTC, the pinning ceremony for 63 students in the Nursing Associate Degree program. So a lot to be proud of. It's an exciting time for these graduates, and we wish them all the best in their future endeavors. All right, we're going over into Iowa now, talking about a story in the Mason City area. City staff and students in Mason City are actually trying to make their home a greener place to live today. So the city partnering with Mason City Alternative School to plant around 40 trees. That's going to be taking place in the southwest part of town. So the planting gets underway in just about 25 minutes at 9 o'clock this morning. And where this is kind of happening, it's starting on the southwest corner of the parking lot south of Willowbrook Mall, again in Mason City. The planting is going to continue through right around the neighborhood of 6th Street Southwest. So because that's where the planting and these students and staff are going to be, officials are kind of reminding drivers, try to avoid the area if possible between now and 11 a.m. to give those students and staff kind of a safe place to do their planting. And what a beautiful day to get out and plant those trees. Happy for the weather in that for sure. All right, our, sixth and final story for the morning is we're going back into the sports world. The Timberwolves, now one win away from doing something they have never done before, go to back-to-back conference finals. Super exciting, could make franchise history tonight. We're talking about Game 5. It's happening at home in Minneapolis with an 8:30 start. It's a little bit of a later game if you want to stay up and watch. Minnesota, of course, is continuing to have its way over Golden State and the Warriors. They've actually been without Steph Curry, one of their top players for the majority of this series. Last night, the Warriors actually officially ruled Curry out for tonight's Game 5, which is unfortunate for the Warriors, but may be a good thing for the Wolves. If you can't remember or didn't know, Curry actually suffered a grade 1 left hamstring strain in the first game of the series with the Timberwolves. So that's why he's been out for several games. He was just reevaluated and unfortunately is not able to come back for tonight's game. So if the Wolves win tonight, which obviously that's what we're hoping for, they will head to the Western Conference Finals for consecutive seasons now. That's, again, something that the franchise has not ever done yet in history, so that would be exciting. However, if the Wolves do not win, Game 6 would be happening on Sunday in San Francisco. Hopefully we can be chanting tomorrow morning about Wolves in 5. That would be best case scenario. However, it's sports. You just never know what's going to happen, and we are obviously pulling for the Timberwolves, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. We will also talk more about the results of what happens in Game 5, kind of recap that game tomorrow morning on KTTC Morning News. You can catch that anytime between 4:30 and 7 a.m. on your TV, as well as on your streaming platforms, Roku, your Apple TV, or Fire TV as well. Okay. Other than those 6 top stories that I have for you today, today is going to be another beautiful day in the weather department. Ted says we're going to be hitting those summer-like temperatures. However, changes are coming tomorrow, so you'll want to make sure you check out KTTC.com to check what the upcoming weather is going to be like. Ted will post his weather forecast for you right on our homepage as well. Okay, that is a lot for you to take in and a lot for me to put out into the world. I hope that was all helpful for you today, and I hope you have a good rest of your Wednesday. We'll see you later.